go to bed at like
I wish.
I wake up at 3 hungry. And I always have to get food at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so here we go. First things first, what is this problem asking us to find?
The area of a rectangle.
Nope.
The dimension.
What are the dimensions? What does the word dimensions mean? The sides, right? The length and the width. So we have two things that we need to find in this problem. We need to decide what the length is. And we need to decide what the width is. Okay, but just like we were reviewing, what do we read second, length or width?
Length.
Length. So what are we going to define length to be?
L.
L.
Some of them
The width is 15 less than. So how are you going to do 15 less than?
Subtract 15.
Okay, minus 15. 3 times the length.
So 3L.
3L?
Times L.
Okay, so that info right there is review from Algebra 1-1.
Is this all we're doing?
Nope.
So this is what we did last try.
This one specific piece is from last trimester.
What do we have to like add?
Okay, next piece. We now know that we're talking about a rectangle. And we have an L. And we have a 3L minus 15.
Oh no, we did this earlier.
Oh my gosh.
That means we have to solve this problem.
And we are talking about area. How do we find area?
Length times width.
Length times width. So right, just like we were practicing earlier, this would be an L times a 3L minus 15.
You
I
get
actually
3L
got that
squared
right.
minus 15L.
Right, so we can simplify that by distributing. And we'll get a 3L squared
Minus 15L.
minus 15L.
I actually got that right.
Okay, are we there so far?
Yes.
And then you put equals
Surprisingly,
42.
Okay, now, what does this problem tell us that the area equals?
42.
42. So the area according to the variables we got is 3L squared minus 15L, but that needs to be equivalent to what it's telling us the area is, which is 42. Now, we're trying to find the dimensions, which means we need to find a length and a width. If we are trying to find a length and a width, we need to solve this for L. How do we solve this for L?
Oh, minus 42.
And, okay, so minus 42,
Which you get 0 on the other side.
Oh.
right? So 3L squared minus 15L minus 42 equals 0. So now we've done our properties with exponents and polynomials.
Now we do that.
Now we've done some, yeah, so now we can solve this with the quadratic formula.
Oh! Why don't you just this is
So what does A equal?
A
3L. 3.
3.
15.
What does B equal?
15.
Negative.
Negative 15.
Negative 42.
And C is negative 42.
And I gotta write this whole equation out.
So then we gotta plug this whole thing into the quadratic formula.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay, so now we're gonna say the negative of negative 15, which is positive 15.
I remembered the whole formula.
Wow.
Yes, I
That's so
did.
I'm gonna
It's not that hard.
put a
I
line
got a really
here.
big number. Like a really big.
You might have did it wrong.
Okay, so
I got
Let's
no. Square rooted.
15 plus or minus
Oh. Okay,
3 times, what are we at? Negative 42?
Minus 4 times 3.
I can't see. Oh, shoot.
Alright, we're just putting that into the same formula. Do you want me to write the
I
formula here?
am on a mission right now.
Okay.
Wait, can we
Okay.
solve it from here?
Okay, so then we're gonna put all the stuff in underneath the square root.
I don't know.
It's 729.
Hey.
And then the square root is 27. Boom, done. Over 6.
29.
And then you have to like.
Right, our rule is always, always, always check this square root first. Check and see if it is a perfect square to save yourself the time of trying to find a number that goes into 729. Okay? Take the square root in your calculator and check and see, and we'll get 27.
Okay, now we're done.
No, we're not.
We're not. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Okay, then we're going to calculate both sides. 15 plus 27 over
That's
6.
7. Yeah, and then.
-2.
Thanks.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, I wrote a number wrong.
Plus 27.
Well, how do you know which is? Wait, hold on. What?
Okay, so now we have this problem. What do those numbers mean? What are that 7 and -2?
L?
No.
40.
L! These numbers are the numbers we solved for L, which says L can equal 7 or L can equal -2.
L also, if we plug it in.
Okay, so Dylan, I would like for you to measure something for me that is -2 centimeters long.
Okay. That's not possible.
Or it's not possible, right?
You can measure something that is.
This
Try it.
isn't a reasonable answer. Mathematically speaking, it works,
Oh, but the 7.
but in terms of a reasonable domain, it does not.
The 7 is the 7.
So it's
This
7
just
over-
makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so our length is going to be 7.
Yep.
Okay, so our length is then going to be 7. So we got that down. So over here, I'm going to say that my length is 7 what?
Centimeters.
Centimeters.
No.
No, because what did the problem ask me to find?
The width, the
width.
The
dimensions.
dimensions. So we need to find the width. So how are we going to find the width?
3L times.
Okay, so we're going to plug that in.
Or 3 times. Oh!
So instead of saying 3 times L minus 15, we're going to say 3 times 7 plus 15.
Or 21 minus 4.
Right, so 3 times 7
21.
is 21. 21 minus 15 is
6.
6.
Hold on. 3
That's easy.
times.
We're not done yet.
Wait.
Oh,
my
So we're doing 2 problems today.
Oh. I thought
Minus
we didn't have our
15.
answer.
What?
Oh, this answer is done.
Wait,
That's the answer.
Yes. So are you okay with the length being 7? Because we can't have a negative
Yeah.
measurement.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm picking my length to be 7. So if my length is 7, my width is then 3 times the length. So I'm taking 3 times 7, which is 21, minus 15, which is 6.
Are you making the next problem like different?
What do you mean different?
Super difficult.
There's just another piece we need to look at.
The exact same.
This is hard, or this is easy, but it's hard.
Okay, so do you see what I'm saying by the fact that this incorporates a lot of info all at once? Right? We're translating from a story problem. We're defining one variable in terms of another. We are distributing properties of exponents. We are setting something equal to 0. We are solving a quadratic. We are picking a reasonable domain. And we are substituting to find the other answer. Yikes. That's a lot of stuff in one problem.
You just spit like 1,000 words. Like
Those were all a lot of standards. Yes.
Are they all gonna have like a negative as one of the options?
Yes, in these situations they would.
Oh, because you do plus and minus.
Right. Now, there are problems that have 2 positive answers, but not that they would work for a
that.
situation like this.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. It's okay if I turn the page.
Sure.
One more problem we're putting in our notes today.
And then we're done?
And we're done with notes.
Can we try and figure this out on our own?
No, because there's new info we have to include.
I knew it. Trying to figure out what happens.
I don't want to build a garden.
Do we have to write this one out?
You'll need some info. You can shorthand it, but yeah.
That's the good thing about just being able to buy all your vegetables at the stores is you never have to worry about what would happen if you were
What if the grocery store's one over there?
What?
What if you can't get vegetables anymore at the store?
Then it's the apocalypse, and you
No,
should
you just
probably
don't.
not worry
No,
about
do this wrong.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, wait.
I don't think I can have a garden finder. HOA said no.
He's passing the folder.
I have a really bad headache.
You mean 3 times the length?
Yes, thank you.
My hand hurts.
You ready?
No. I can't do more math.
Can I go?
Thanks.
Yes.
It says 68 or 88.
188.
Or that's, I know that.
She's getting like 6.
Okay, here we go. You're gonna build a garden. You have 188 square feet of topsoil. What's topsoil?
I don't know.
The soil
Dirt.
on the top.
Right? So would dirt be area, perimeter, volume,
Volume.
Nothing.
Area.
area, right? Because we're just spreading it across the top.
Oh.
It wouldn't be volume because you gotta fill the whole thing.
It depends, like if you're doing something and you're making something deeper, then it would be volume. And we'd be talking about cubic feet,
Wait.
okay?
I'm so confused.
You know you want the width to be 5 feet longer than 3 times the length. How much fencing do you need for the garden?
I don't think I would think to myself like that when I was making a garden.
Yeah.
This has to do a lot more with building more complex things, but right now we're doing a garden.
Okay.
That's what Mrs. McKinney's brain is doing right now. Okay, so what is this asking us to find?
The length.
How much?
Okay, so we know we're gonna need a length and a width. We at least got that much going for us.
Perimeter?
Okay, so we need a length
The volume is something.
and we need a width.
There's 3 things, so it's gotta be volume.
We don't have 3 things.
We have a length and a width. If there's depth, then we'd also have.
Okay, so
Can't see.
which one are we defining first? Okay, so we'll let that be L.
Let's make it W.
No thanks. Our width is gonna be 5 feet longer. So what are we gonna do for 5 feet longer?
Plus 5.
Plus 5.
Oh.
3 times the length is gonna be
3L.
3L.
3L. Are we okay there?
Yes.
Okay, we said that the topsoil is area because we're just spreading it across the top. So how do we find area with these measurements?
Wait, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So you say on the Indiana testing, whatever state testing, they give us that.
Sometimes it will tell you here are the measurements for the length and the width from this story
So
problem.
they'll give
Yes,
us that.
so this will be given to you.
Good, because I don't know how to find that, but I know how to do everything else.
Okay, so what do we do to find area?
You're right.
Length times width.
Length times width, so L times 3L plus 5.
3L squared plus 5L.
And what are we gonna set that equal to?
188.
That's what doesn't make sense. Is like you have a 188 foot garden.
No, you have an area of 188 square feet,
Guys.
all enclosed.
That's still pretty big.
I don't know, I made up a number.
Okay.
Pressure just lost all the time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Okay, what are we gonna do next?
Do the under the minus 188.
Okay, because we want to solve this. So we're gonna subtract 188. So now we have
Oh,
3L
shoot.
squared plus 5L minus 188 equals 0.
Oh Lord.
Then what?
Quadratic
Miss McKinney,
equation.
this.
Quadratic formula.
Right back.
Just hang on, don't work too far ahead. We're gonna be in trouble.
Slow down.
Yep,
please.
yep.
Isn't that just a regular quadratic?
Oh my goodness.
Can I write down the formula?
You can start plugging it into the quadratic formula, but don't get too far into it because something's gonna be different here.
Oh, well,
no.
that's okay. Time to go back.
I'm just gonna write figure out.
Oh, wait.
3, 5.
Okay, so are we okay with A being 3, B being 5, and C being negative 188?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
It's impossible. Calculator said no.
Okay, here. What do we get underneath the square root?
2,281.
Okay, 2281. So now we have negative 5, 2281 all over 6. Is the square root of 2281 a perfect square?
No.
No, so normally what would we do?
NRS.
Prime.
We would, we would normally start prime factoring. Okay. Max,
No.
I want you to create a side length of the garden to be negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 2281 all over 6 feet long.
I feel like we're.
I didn't even understand that.
Right, do any of us understand that? How long is negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 2281 all over 6?
That's a question I don't
No.
That's a good question.
Minus square root.
Right, I don't know. I have no idea either. Okay? This is not a way that we talk about a measurement. Just like if we were doing a story problem and we got a final answer for this as a decimal and it was money, would we leave our answer like that?
No.
Why not?
You would just do
Because we all have
$5.68.
like 0.0.
69 cents, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah, 69.
we round because that's not how we talk about money. This is now ready for a label. And since we know that the label is going to be feet, and this is not how we talk about feet, it is an appropriate time to do a decimal approximation.
How do you? Okay.
So in your calculator, once you square root 2281, are we okay with 47.8?
Sure.
Couldn't we just do the prime factorization and just take what?
Wait, how
No,
do you
because
get-
you'll still get a square root answer, and that still isn't how we talk about measurements. Right? Even if it's a simplified answer with the square root, it still isn't how we talk about it.
So that's just more work for yourself.
Right, you'd just be making extra work for yourself.
You know, I can make brownies at my house if I want to.
But those aren't points.
Just stop. Stop.
I didn't say
Yeah.
that.
No, this for real. Understood?
Got it.
Okay, so we have -5. Plus 47.8 over 6. And -5 minus
Oh my
47.8 over 6.
5 plus 47. Divided by 6. 8.8. Or, no, that's a fraction now. 8 and 4 fifths.
What?
I'd rather do the fraction than that. Yes.
I don't think I got the same one as you.
-5 minus.
Oh, you changed the
47.
-8.8.
And 7,
Changed.
divided by
Wait, how'd you get? Oh, never mind. I know.
and
How'd you get 47.8?
I just typed into my calculator the square root of 2,281.
I got 47.2.
I got 47.5, but I just put what you had on there. So,
47.75, and I rounded.
Hold on.
I thought 5 was
Wait,
the
what?
median number where it rounded down.
No, 5 goes up. It is the median one, but it goes up.
Oh.
5 and up goes up, 4 and below goes down.
Okay, I had the wrong number.
Right? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up.
Oh. You learn something new every day.
Okay, so which one of these do we want to use?
7.1.
Why not the 8.8?
Because you can't have a negative.
Because it's negative, and what does that 7.1 represent?
The length.
The length. So now we have 7.1
Cubic.
Square feet. Feet squared. Feet.
feet.
Oh my.
How are we going to find the width?
3 times 7.1
Yeah, 3 times 7.1.
plus 5.
Wait,
26.3. Boom. Done.
Go ahead, Sophia.
never mind.
Are you sure?
Would it be 26?
I was gonna say if it's negative, then it doesn't, and then I forgot. Like,
But we are not done yet.
going
Mm.
on.
What?
How did the answer? What do you mean?
We got to square it. Boom.
No. This problem wants to know how much fencing
I'm not.
we would need.
I
That's
don't
a
care
personal
how much
problem.
fencing
It
they
just
need.
depends
Depends on what fence you want to buy.
No, it doesn't.
What?
What does fencing do?
Can't
It
do
goes
it.
There's
around the
a square.
It goes around the garden, which would be the perimeter of the garden.
Oh, Miss McKinney. Oh.
So we
oh.
now have a rectangle that does this.
We just add them.
How do we find the perimeter? Right? Add up all 4 sides. There's 4 sides, so don't forget to add these other 2.
66.8. Boom.
So we would need 66.8
Feet.
what?
Feet.
Feet of fencing.
Oh my gosh.
That's
About
a,
freaking taller.
that is a lot of work, right?
That's at least